Good evening.
Hi, I'm Dee Dee from Dee Dee's Finned In, and along with my co-host Jenna P 2005, and behind the scenes is our ever amazing Annette of Mystery Snail Guardians. We're here to welcome you to the 15th Aquarium Hall giveaway hosted by Fishfam.link. Now, this series of live streams has been created for the community to spotlight an aquarium-based business of their choosing, or for a business to spotlight their business as well. Oh, I'm hearing myself. I'm so sorry. I had to reboot. Storm knocked me off. And if you're new to the channel, let me share how this aquarium haul giveaway is going to work. First, a business or either a person contacts Fishfam.link, and then they arrange a sponsor and maybe a guest shopper. There's several things that they work out. And once everything has been finalized, it is scheduled. And then, here you are right now. Now, at this, what will happen, either a guest shopper or perhaps the website owner will shop on their website, put all these little items in a cart, and some lucky chatter is going to win that cartload of stuff sometime during this live stream. Now, depending on where you live, some restrictions may apply, and you have to be 18 to win. So I'm going to turn this over now to Jenna P so she can introduce our guest today.
So our guest today is Professor Fishshanks Usama. He is the owner of Atlantic Aquariums, as well as the sponsor of today's shopping. And this is the second time you're sponsoring, so we really, really appreciate that. Did you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and Atlantic Aquariums?
Sure. So if you don't already know me, my name's Usama. On YouTube, I'm known as Professor Fish Tanks. And in 2020, roughly the end of 2020, I decided to turn my passion for aquatic husbandry into a business. And so I started Atlantic Aquariums, which is an majority online aquarium retailer specializing in freshwater, saltwater, ponds, and semi-aquatic, which includes frogs, turtles, axolotls. And a little bit of terrarium stuff, but basically anything that lives in or around water, I specialize in. By profession, I am a marine biologist and aquarium scientist. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can look at this site. Here we go. So I am on Fishfam.link, and we're going to look up Atlantic Aquariums, and that will bring us to, so you have Professor Fish Tank's YouTube channel, but there is also one specifically for Atlantic Aquariums now, correct?
Yes, thank you for bringing that up because I would have forgot about it. Yeah, so there was a YouTube channel for Atlantic Aquariums, but I had a new account set up specifically for the social media aspect of the business, and so I started a new YouTube channel through that account for Atlantic Aquariums. And there's one video on there. It's a live stream. We did a plant unboxing live stream from Tropica, which you guys can go and watch it if you'd like. But there's really not much there yet because I'm waiting to be able to have a space where I can make more professional videos that a business would usually have. But I do plan on at least doing some live streams here and there for like plant unboxings and things like that, which would give you guys the ability to ask any questions, whether it's about the plants I'm unboxing or anything about the business in general. So there's not really much there yet, but if you guys would like to go over there and hit that subscribe button so that when I do post something, you won't miss it, that would be appreciated.
And something else I wanted to bring attention to, Usama is a big supporter of Fishfam.link. So if you are a patron of Fishfam.link, if you go to Patreon and you support us and you log in, which Fishfam.link is not a patron of itself. So, but you will get 15% off all orders of $20 or more. So if you go to discounts right there, you can see everywhere that has discounts. And if you're a patron, it will show the code. So Atlantic Aquarium is right here.
Nice.
Please take advantage of that, because so far nobody has.
So I'm going to click the button and go to the website. And what did you want to look at first on the site?
So on the first page, this gives you kind of a brief rundown of the business and what it's all about. And if you scroll down a little bit, you kind of see some of the sections of the website. So there's a category or a section, fish and invertebrates. If you want to click that first, you can. There's really not much on there yet. However, I am working on it because one of my plant suppliers also carries snails. And so I'm currently in the process of adding at least aquatic snails to this section. And then at some point, hopefully, I am going to be getting in some snails. Hint, hint, Annette. But yeah, so not a lot of live goods in terms of fish and inverts. However, I do have a very extensive section for plants. If you want to head on over there, we can head on over there.
So that is plants and macroalgae.
Yep. So there's no macroalgae yet, but at some point, hopefully. But yeah, so this brings you to our plant selection. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. So I'm one of the first full Tropica retailers, at least online retailers in the US. So when Tropica came to North America, they're based in Canada. But when they started offering their plants and products to the US market, I was one of the first retailers to actually get a lot of the Tropica stuff in, because back then, if you go to your local fish store or even online, people would get some plants in and maybe some of the tissue culture stuff in. But I went all in because even before I started Atlantic Aquariums, I was a huge Tropica fan. I used their plants and stuff all the time. And this is actually how Atlantic Aquariums started, was because of my interest of bringing in Tropica into the U.S. market. And so when I first launched the video, when I first launched the website, the only thing that was offered were Tropica tissue culture plants. But not all the plants you see on the site are from Tropicas. Unfortunately, certain plants, because of customs, I can't get from Canada, and so I have to source them from somewhere else. But the majority of them are. The tissue cultures are all mostly exclusively Tropica. They're 1-2 grow range. And on the side there in the filter section, I try to do my best to give you a lot of good options in filtering. So if you're just looking for tissue culture, you can hit the tissue culture button. If you're looking for a particular level of plant, like easy, medium, or advanced, you can click that as well, and it will just show you easy to maintain plants or medium category plants. If you're looking for potted, you can hit the potted section. If you're looking for floaters, you can hit the floating section. But yeah, so that's mainly the only live goods that are currently available on Tropica is the plants. I am a little bit ashamed of the lack of stock in the plant section, but I am working on that. It is it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of stock up on a lot of stuff. But if you are looking for a particular plant that is not in stock, you can hit the notify when back in stock request. So like Jenna, if you can just click on one of the out of stock plants, and then there's a button there that says notify when back in stock. That sends me a message that somebody is interested in this plant. And so when I go to order more plants, I'll see if this plant is available from Tropica, I will get it in. And then when it comes back in stock, you'll actually get an email that says, "Hey, you were interested.
Oh.
It's back in stock," and then you can go ahead and buy it.
And is this a favorite button to like favorite an item?
Yeah, wish list an item or favorite item. So if you log in, make an account on the website and log in, and then you hit that, it'll save or give you make a wish list for you. So if you want to just save it, and then when you are able to buy stuff, you can go back and buy what you like. And then there's another category for aquarium equipment and supplies. So that's your foods, your supplements, your filtration accessories, medications, things like that. Water quality stuff. So everything that you would need to care for your aquatic enclosure is here. Full disclosure, I am in the process of kind of fine tuning the categories a little more. So right now, there's not a lot of categories. Like it's plants and macroalgae, fish and inverts, aquarium equipment and supplies. I'm currently trying to create more pages that are more filtered out. So there'll be a section for just filtration. There'll be a section for just foods and things like that, just to make it a little more easier for people to find things. But there's just so much stuff that it's been taking a little time to really make it look the way I want it to look. So for now, you can use the filter section on the side to really filter out certain things. So if you're just looking for filtration, you would just click the filtration button. And that'll show you all the filtration stuff. So I've got, we've got Awaze, we've got Simplicity Aquatics, Aquatop, what else is there? Aquatic Life, what else is there? The Nios, thank you. And it's always, I'm always adding stuff on there. So, but another thing is I forgot to mention is if there's something that you're looking for that currently is not on the website, just shoot me an email, and if I can get it in, I'll get it in for you. If not, I can recommend another website or even a store that that I would recommend you getting it from.
Is this the correct email?
Yep.
info@atlanticaquariums.com. So that's
info at Atlantic Aquariums. Don't forget the S after aquariums. Some people forget that and it never goes through. But yep, that's the business email.
So let's see. Dixon Designs, Juanita had a question. Will you have a selection where we can see just the available products?
So that's a good question. I know my good friend Scotty, who has really helped me a lot with this business, has also recommended even that there should be a section or at least a filtered thing where you can click in stock. Unfortunately, the website designer that I use does not have that function. So as of right now, unfortunately, no. It's really hard for me to create a separate page just for that. It's you'll just have to scroll down, and wherever you see the add to cart, that's in stock. Whatever's out of stock is going to stay out of stock.
And Cora said Usama has a big list of not Amazon places to buy fish stuff and is super communicative when it comes to what he can and cannot order in regards to supplier minimums.
Yes.
Thanks, Cora. So the next section is hardscape and aquascaping supplies. So that's your wood, your rocks, stones, pebbles, substrates. So aquarium soil, sands, gravels, plant fertilizers, macroalgae fertilizers, even plant weights, glue for your mosses and epiphytes, frag plugs for your corals if you frag coral. Stuff like that. CO2 stuff. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. There's CO2 stuff here as well. CO2 line. So if you're looking for CO2, basically regulator line that's CO2 appropriate. That's there as well. Root tabs. I just recently became a WIO retailer, so I'm going to be getting in WIO stuff now, and I'm slowly adding that stuff to the store. But then you've got a lot of the Tropica stuff. I actually use Tropica soil exclusively. I used to use the Stratum when I first got into the hobby. That's why it's there, because it's a bit more affordable. But now I exclusively just use Tropica soil. It's really great, and the tank behind me with crypt spreading like crazy speaks for itself.
And Eduardo has a question of how long have you been in the hobby?
So, like many people, when I was a kid, my dad and my uncle kept fish in the house. So we had actually where I'm sitting right there by the wall where my bed is. We had I want to say about a 20-gallon fish tank and it was one of those old-timey metal stands where you could also put a fish tank at the bottom. So it was like a double tank stand type of deal. And we had a 10-gallon on the bottom, and that was our tank. If I look back at how my dad and uncle took care of that fish tank, not good. I was surprised that the fish we kept lived that long. Anyway, and but I personally didn't get into the hobby until middle school years, and I was in middle school. I was in middle school overseas, and found out that there's a fish store like a couple of blocks from where I lived. So from time to time, I'll hop on my bike and I'll ride over to the store and just hang out there. And I asked my mom if I could, and then I finally asked my mom if I could get an aquarium, and she got me my first ever aquarium for my birthday. And that tank is, I actually made a post on my Professor Fish Tanks Instagram. There's a post because I recently went to Pakistan for my sister's wedding, and that tank I gave to my cousin, one of my cousins who was also a big pet lover and animal lover. And they had the tank in the corner. Unfortunately, the base of it cracked, so they weren't able to get it replaced yet. So it was just sitting there empty. But I took a picture of it and I made a post just to be like, this is where it all started with this tank. And when I came back to the States, I didn't keep fish for a while. And then my aunt, one of my cousins, gave a beta to my aunt to take care of, and then my aunt had to go overseas, and so she gave me the beta to take care of, and that this beta was in like a little container, you know. And so I ended up buying a tank for that beta, and that plus watching DIY fish keeper videos and other fish tuber videos basically just kicked it off from there. And the aquarium hobby addiction started after that, where I just started getting more and more tanks and things like that. And my love for fish keeping also convinced me to go into marine biology, because I wanted to do a profession where I would be able to basically keep fish in husbandry as a profession as well. And as a marine biologist, depending on what you're studying, you might be keeping fish and invertebrates and things like that in labs and things like that. And so that was the one of the careers that popped up. And I'm also an avid ocean loving person. I love the underwater world in general. And so that's how it all started.
So did you start keeping live plants immediately with the fish, or was that something that came later?
That happened. My introduction to the aquatic plant and aquascaping world didn't start until probably when I started Atlantic Aquariums, actually. So maybe like a couple of years ago. So this is more recent than my love for the fish keeping hobby in general. So when I first got into the hobby, it was just keeping fish with artificial plants and things like that. Just honing in on the actual husbandry of the fish, and then keeping aquatic plants didn't start until way later, and even after I graduated high school.
And then Nate wants to know if you've ever kept any type of shrimp.
Yep, I kept Neocaridina. Black Rose Neocaridina. So I actually got them from the Clash. I got a nice group from the Clash, and I had where this tank is right now. I had a Dennerley Shrimp King Cube tank that I set up. All tissue culture plants from Tropica with CO2 injection, believe it or not, because I was keeping some harder to keep plants in there. And I had Black Rose shrimp in there, and they proliferated like crazy. And I greatly enjoyed them until I had to go overseas to Turkey and Pakistan for my sister's wedding and left the fish to my cousins and my aunt. And when I was in Turkey, there was an order that came in, and so I was instructing my cousin of how to pack the plants and everything. And my aunt was like, "By the way, there's something wrong with these shrimp here," and she shows me on FaceTime the the shrimp tank, and all the shrimp are just dead. No idea why, no idea what happened. The equipment was working fine, and I was so distraught that I literally told her, I was like, "Don't touch it, just let it run. When I get back, I'll deal with it." And I come home to a very messy tank, and I just tore it down and I put the thing to the side. I'm like, I'm not going to deal with this for now. So I haven't trimmed since, but I want to get back into it.
And it looks like Fishin bought some plants from you.
Oh, wonderful! Thank you.
It looks like the last section of stuff here is pond supplies.
Yes, so I also do pond. So with the pond section, I am exclusively an Aquascape Inc. retailer. Some of you guys may know Greg Whitstock, the pond guy on YouTube. He's the owner of Aquascape. I absolutely love Aquascape stuff. I love how their ponds look, because they do more of a nature style pond where when I was a kid, the ponds that I knew were the pre-formed ponds that you would dig a hole and you would put that in there, and you had like a little waterfall filter that you would cover with rocks and things like that. That's not the case with Aquascape. And I just love their stuff. I've used their stuff myself. And so with the pond section, I exclusively only sell or work with Aquascape Inc. And so I carry a lot of their smaller stuff, their fish foods, their water treatment stuff, and then a lot of their pond kits and things like that you can still purchase through me, but it will be shipped from Aquascape. And then one of the things that I actually like, Jenna, if you want to click on the patio pond at the top there.
This one?
To that. So yeah, that's one of them. So this one is a patio pond. So if you don't have the space in your garden to set up an actual pond, but you have a little bit of a living space outdoor, you have a deck or something like that, and you want a little bit of water out there. So this is a great thing to have, and that's how it is all set up. If you click on it, it'll increase the picture maybe. There you go. So what you get is just the basin there, but you can add a spitter onto that. So like that little bamboo thing on there, you can add that to it, and you just put whatever semi-aquatic, aquatic plants you want in there. If you want to put fish in there, you definitely can. And it comes in a different sizes. So it comes in that little squarish size, but it also comes in a bowl as well. Yep, right there.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous thing. And I told my mom, because we're in the process of looking for a house to move, I told her that the moment I'm in charge of the backyard, there's going to be a pond there, but there's also going to be a patio pond there as well. That's just a little instructional video on how to set it up. And it's a pretty decent size too. I thought it was small, but it's not small. It's pretty big. And it's great for if you want to do summer tubbing and you want it to look really cool. But there's another product. If you go back, Jenna, please. So we're right there with the, what is it? The Aqua Garden tabletop. Yep. So this one's really great for indoor as well. If you want to set it up and put it on like your kitchen counter or a little side table if you have it, or a nightstand or whatever. That's a great size for that, and it runs off of the concept of aquaponics. So where the waterfall section is, you would plant the plant media, which is little clay balls, highly used in aquaponics. You would plant your pothos or your dwarf lily or whatever small terrestrial plants you want in there, and that filters the water and it flows into a basin where you can put little decorative pebbles and things like that with a little light. And it's just a really nice water feature to add a little bit of water sound into your indoor home.
Now, what kind of fish could fit inside? It's hard to tell how big that is.
So
What kind of fish would
that
you say that could
that
hold?
one in particular, I wouldn't really add any fish into. It's a bit too small. I believe the one after next to this one on the page, um, the Aqua Garden kit pond kit on next to that.
This
Keep
one?
going. Yeah, that one. I believe is a little bigger than that one, but it's still similar to the same. It's still the same concept. And yep, there you go. So you can put some celestial paradanias or mountain minnows in there. You can put some Daisy's rice or rice fish in there if you'd like. And that one you can also get a stand for it if you want, but that one's a little better size for it.
And it says it holds 5 to 7 gallons of water in the lower pond area. So
there you go. So a lot of your temperate nano species, your mountain minnows, rice fish, things like that would definitely work well in there.
You could probably put this inside too. It doesn't look like it would take up that much space.
No. You're absolutely right. If you get the stand with it, the stand comes separate. But if you get the stand as well, it's a great centerpiece or a great piece in general for your indoor home event.
Craig was asking how much was one of those ponds. Like, how much is that one right there we're looking at?
So that
this one,
yeah.
$199.
Okay, he can't see it on his phone.
There you go.
And you can do it in interest-free payments if you want through PayPal, if you can afford it all together. But
so I know, like medications, plants, and stuff are U.S. only. Is everything on the site U.S. only, or is there anything that you ship internationally?
So unfortunately, nothing is international. It's all U.S. only. So no Canada or Mexico or anything like that. It's just the continental U.S.
And then, do you do local pickup for items?
Yes. So full disclosure, Atlantic Aquariums is online only. There is no storefront. That being said, which means I operate Atlantic Aquariums at my home. And but if you're in the Burlington County, New Jersey area, that's where I'm based off of. If you're in that area and you want to save a little bit on shipping, you can do the local pickup option. Scotty takes full advantage of that. And because I work with him, so I just bring it to him at work. But yeah, if you're in the area and you want to save a little bit on shipping and you want to drive up to my house, you can do so. That option isn't going to be available for long. However, what will happen is instead of that local pickup, I will, if I'm going to, let's say, the Keystone Clash, which I'm going to be doing this coming October, I'll have an option that'll say pick up at the Clash. So you can order through the website, and then instead of hitting the shipping option, you'll hit that option, and that tells me that you're going to be at the Clash, and I'll have your order ready for you to pick up at the Clash. So even if you're somebody that's not local, but you're coming to the Clash or any other event that I'm going to, you'll be able to take advantage of that.
And I see Henry asked, how many gallons is the pond? It looks like it's the similar to the tabletop one where this back is more for like aquaponics, and this front part it said was 5 to 7 gallons. So that would be the part that you consider for your fish.
Yes. Or what you can also do is the large patio pond is even bigger than that. And so, because I don't know if that's what you're referring to or this, but if we go to the large patio pond, the one that we saw at the beginning, it should say how many gallons that is, if I'm not mistaken.
Only Oscar says she has the large one and it's beautiful. She has it sitting by her front porch.
Nice. It actually might not say, but it does have the dimensions on it, so you can do
Oh,
the math and figure out how many gallons it is.
So 33 inches, I guess is what it says. So is it 33 by 33 square?
So that would be, I believe, the diameter of it. So hang on. I'm gonna just quickly look up it because that's a good thing that I realized that I don't have the actual dimensions on there. Can you see in the more information portion if it says anything there? Maybe
it doesn't.
June says about 8 gallons.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, June.
So you mentioned you were going to the Clash. Is there a way for people to see what events you're going to?
Yes. So if you go to at the top of the site where it says more, there'll be a drop-down menu. And you should see a section called events. And if you click that, it'll show you all the events that Atlantic Aquariums will be at. And so Fishapalooza is actually an event that my aquarium club that I started at my university hosts every year. I went to that. I just went to the Jersey Shore Aquarium Society's first ever swap meet and greet this past Monday. I was there, and then the Keystone Clash I've been going to for, I don't know, it's been 3 or 4 years. Scotty, if you're still here, you might know how long I've been going to it. But the Keystone Clash is definitely an event that I go to every year, and I plan to go to every year as long as Atlantic Aquariums is a thing. But even if Atlantic Aquariums is not a thing, I will still be going to it.
So when you said in the future you'll have an option like pick up at the Keystone Clash, will it be like whatever the next event is, like pick up at Fishapalooza, and then when that's over, pick up at Jersey Shore Aquarium Society? Okay.
Yes. So it'll basically whatever event is coming up first. So the Jersey Shore and the Fishapalooza events have already passed. So they're done. So the next one coming up as of right now is the Keystone Clash. So when we get to the event, probably around mid-September is when I'll announce that, hey, the option for pickup at the Clash is now available. So if you want to place your order, you can do so. So yeah.
Okay, we're 33 minutes in, so we should probably shop for some stuff and put it in the cart.
Absolutely.
So what did you want to put in the cart first?
So we can go to the plant section first. And
now, June interjected a comment for you, said Aquascape makes a good product. My ponds are loaded with their pond stuff, and I use their driftwood in a 300 gallon, and it sinks immediately.
Nice.
That's good to know.
Yep. Yeah, Aquascape definitely has got some really nice stuff. So hang on, I pulled up the website onto you. So if we scroll down, so like I said, I have a combination of potted, tissue culture, and floating plants. And if we scroll all the way down to the tissue culture section first, because that's how Atlantic Aquarium started with the tissue culture stuff. If you're not familiar with Tropica, they're really well known for their tissue culture plants because they came out with a medium that's not gel based, it's liquid based. So the plants that you're getting in these cups are already accustomed to aquatic growth, and they're easier to clean off the medium and to separate into, they're less messy basically. And I love their tissue culture, and you get a lot of great portions out of it. So you can actually portion the plants out, and you get a lot of good variety. And so one of the plants that I was thinking we can get in, I want to keep the plant selection on a little to the easy to maintain side, just to make it a little easier for people.
So no hair grass.
No hair grass. No. And I'm just now realizing that I really don't have a lot of easy to maintain tissue cultures in stock. I apologize for that. But there is one plant, and that is the Taxiphyllum spiky. So if you can find that, Jen.
Tax.
Oh, and there is another easy to maintain plant, but that's the Cucularis, Eleocarsa cucularis, which is the dwarf airgrass. But we won't do that. Yep, Taxiphyllum spiky. It's a really great moss, really interesting texture. So it basically gets the name spiky because it spikes up. Easy to maintain plant. Anything in the easy category is basically don't need a lot of light, don't need CO2 injection. But if you do have good lighting and good CO2, it's definitely going to benefit from it. And so that's one.
And Tropica puts on their pots, like if they're easy, medium, or advanced as well.
I love their packaging because it tells you the care level, and it tells you the placement as well. So it'll say for epiphytes and mosses, it'll basically put a picture that you attach it to wood or rock. If it's a background plant, it'll tell you back, mid, forward, things like that. So it's really their packaging is just really great.
Okay. And the common name for that is peacock moss, right?
Oh,
yeah, peacock moss, spiky moss. Excuse me, spiky moss. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then if we scroll up to the potted section now.
Did we add that to the cart?
I did.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And then if you want to find the Anubias barderi variety Nana Golden, which is currently my favorite Anubias right now because I'm looking at it in my tanks and it's absolutely gorgeous. This is one of my favorite Anubias barderi Nana varieties. The leaves have no veiny textures to them, so it's just like a matte golden green coloration to it, which is just very beautiful. And it's an epiphyte plant, so you attach it to your driftwood or you wedge it into crevices in your rock work, what have you. Really gorgeous plant. And staying in the realm of epiphytes, there's another Anubias species, which I don't see a lot of people use, and that's the Anubias gracilis.
Is it potted?
Like a
yeah, it's potted. We're in the potted world now.
Okay.
So you might have to scroll down a little more. Yep, there we go. We're getting close to the epiphytes. Keep going.
Right here.
There you go, right there. Yep. So this is a really cool plant. Its leaves are more heart-shaped, and it grows vertical instead of horizontal, which is interesting. So it's a great centerpiece type plant for you. Yeah, it's a gorgeous plant. And then if we go
that's
to
nice.
Yeah. How much are we to, Jen?
Oh, let me look at the cart. It is $51.96.
Oh, we're halfway there. Okay. We got one now. Okay. So let's see here.
And you have a flat rate $10 delivery?
Flat rate, USPS 3-day delivery is $10. Minimum purchase requirement is 15, maybe. Anything if your order is over 100, it's free shipping.
Okay.
And I also have overnight shipping, UPS. But for plants, you don't really need overnight unless you want to spend, or like for example, if your order is over 100. It's free shipping anyway, so might as well take advantage of the overnight thing. Unless if you're Didi and you bought $200 worth of plants, but you still did the USPS for.
Glad my husband can't hear.
Scotty was late and he missed the part where you said that you're no longer delivering to the aquarium, that he has to pay double shipping.
Sorry, Scotty. But yeah, so if your order is over 100, you get free shipping, and you can choose 3-day or overnight. Minimum order has to be $15.
But
cool.
Become a Fishfam.link patron and spend 20 and get 15% off.
There you go, or that. And also,
more for your money.
Also, if you are a paying member of Bucks County, the Bucks County Aquarium Society, and the
Aquarium Club of Lancaster County.
If you're a paying member of those two organizations, you also have a discount code that I believe they post in their newsletter, that you have access to, which you can use on the website, or if you're able to show me some form of proof that you're a member of the club in person, like at the Clash or any other event, you'll get that discount as well. Also, if you're a member, you're a voting member of the Stockton University Aquarium Club, you'll also get that discount. And it's 20% off. Cool. So I think let's do one more plant. So Jen, if you want to go up to Lobelia cardinalis.
I think I saw that.
Oh, so I'm a member of the club and a patron of Fishfam.link.
Wow. There you go. So you can choose one of the two. Yeah, that's another good point. Is unfortunately you can't use more than one promotion or discount code, so you have to choose which one works best for you. So yeah, Lobelia cardinalis, a gorgeous plant that I was very shocked to realize does very well for me. So it's been growing very well, and nobody's bought it. I got 5 of the pots in, and I still have 5 of them here. So let's put one of those in there. It's a great mid-ground to foreground plant. And in water, if you look at that picture, you can see it's purple on the other side of the leaf. Mm-hmm. That's when it's growing out of the water. But if it's growing in the water, that purple hue goes away, which you can see
more like
here.
In this picture.
Yes. However, if you allow it to grow out of the water, if you keep it in like a shallower tank or whatever, if it's growing out of the water, that purplish hue will come back.
So Benjamin asked if it's a sword plant. Is it a rosette?
I think it is a rosette, if I'm not mistaken. I know Tropica usually mentions if it is. So if you go to their website and look up Lobelia cardinalis, it'll tell you if it's a rosette, a stem, or an epiphyte. But I believe
sorry.
I might be wrong.
Yeah, I have it in my tank, which is my 55 ghost knife tank, and it's low tech and it's been growing fine in there. So it's not an especially difficult fussy plant. It's green, of course, because it's at the bottom of a 55 gallon tank. It's not out of the water. But I think I've heard that some people like plant it in their ponds.
Yeah, it's in the pond world, these types of plants like Lobelia, Bacopa, they're considered oxygenators. So people will actually put these plants in their ponds as an oxygenator. So to add oxygen, especially during the night. During the day, because it's taking in carbon dioxide, it's releasing oxygen, and then during the night, it's taking in oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide. But yeah, they're called oxygenators in the pond world.
So
wow, that's nice to know.
$62.95 with shipping.
Cool. So I want to put a hold on the live plants for now, just to see where we would be. If we can go to the hardscape and aquascaping supply, because any living thing needs nutrition to thrive and grow, correct? Yes. So if we scroll down to our fertilizer section, there you go. So I use Tropica fertilizers on my retail tanks. So I use a combination really of the premium and the specialized. Now, One thing I wanted to point out is the reason there's like two of these. So basically, if we look at the specialized nutrition, um, so this one is great for if you have a lot of plants. Excuse me, hang on. I'm trying to make sure. Yep, I'm correct. So if you have a lot of plants but not a lot of livestock. So this is great for you to add your micronutrients, so your nitrogen, phosphorus, things like that, that you're the basic building nutritional blocks of for the plant. Because you don't have a lot of livestock, which is not allowing you. You're basically, if your nitrates are tanking to zero, you might need to supplement a little bit, and things like that for certain plants, not all plants. But it's basically an all round fertilizer. The equivalent could be Easy Green or the API Leaf Zone. Is an all round fertilizer, and so the specialized nutrition is that. The other one, which is premium nutrition, is for all planted tanks, and that's basically your macronutrients, so your iron, your potassium, things like that. Whereas the other one does not contain your macronutrients. It doesn't have the iron and things like that in it, I believe. Yeah, it contains nitrate, ammonium, phosphates, and other nutrients. And then premium contains iron and all other important trace elements. That's the word I was looking for. Trace elements. So what we will do, because I want to offer a whole full rounded fertilization, we can put the specialized nutrition. Let's go with the smallest size. So it comes in 3 sizes. Which if you do the drop down, the smallest size is the 125 milliliter,
Yes.
but it goes up to about 300 something.
And you said the specialized one, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
And that brings us to where? Probably not.
It's $61.95 plus tax.
Okay. By the way, since you mentioned tax, if you're out of state, if you're out of the New Jersey state, there's no tax.
Well, plus delivery.
Plus delivery.
I guess.
But yeah, there's no sales tax because I don't have a lot of nexus in any other state except for my home state. If you're purchasing, if you buy stuff from me in state or you do local pickup, you're going to be charged tax. Otherwise, no tax.
And Nate wants to know if it's shrimp safe. The Tropica.
Yes, the Tropica liquid fertilizers and their root tabs are all shrimp safe. Does not contain copper or anything like that. So we're at, you said 60, 61 something?
Yes. We're at $61.95 plus delivery, $71.94.
Okay. Let's do let's throw in the root tabs in there too. The nutrition capsules. Why not?
Well, if the Lobelia cardinalis is a rosette, they'd probably really benefit from some root tabs.
Exactly. They're heavy root feeders. Almost all rosettes are heavy root feeders, actually. Yeah. You definitely don't need root tabs if you only have epiphytes in your tank, unless the roots are going into the substrate. Another reason you want to have nutrition capsules is if you do not use aquarium soil at all. If you're using gravel or sand as your substrate and you're planting into that, sand is inert. It has no nutritional value for your plants. So you have to supplement, and you have to use either the root tabs, or in this case, I use Tropica nutrition capsules. Cool thing about these guys is if you're setting up a brand new tank and you want to utilize the tabs or the capsules, you can actually take them, you can actually open them up and sprinkle the contents into your soil or substrate. That way you get an even layer. And then afterwards, if you need to further supplement, you can just pop the tabs in there. I learned that from George Farmer, which was cool. So yeah. So it comes in two varieties. It comes in the 10 pack, and then there's a 50 bottle of 50 capsules in it.
I added
And
the 10 pack.
yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
a great introduction to it, absolutely. And if you have a lot of plants or a large tank, you definitely want to get the 51 too, because otherwise you'll get through the. It's more value for that.
Yeah, if you have a lot of root feeders like crypts and swords, you could probably burn through 10 in like a week or two.
Yeah, especially if it's in soil that's pretty much done and doesn't really have that nutritional value anymore. You definitely want to supplement with it. Okay, let's see, because we only got 70. Dang. Let's go back to the plant section. Why not?
Okay.
Speaking of rosette, I have one pot of a very interesting sword plant that I think has a very cool coloration to it, and that is the Echinoderus rennie.
This one.
Yep.
Nathan Hovey says the new bottle for those tabs looks like a prescription bottle.
Yeah, it definitely does, for sure.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it's
So
a
it's gonna
very
get big.
and it doesn't get that big though. They classify it as a medium mid-ground plant actually. But if you keep it in a smaller tank, it could definitely be a background plant. But it's really great for like any other sword plant. It's a great centerpiece sword. And because it is a rosette, it is a very heavy root feeder, which it would take full advantage of the root tabs. So we can add that in there as well.
Okay. Add to cart. Okay, so now let's see. We're at $99.92 total.
Okay. That's with the shipping in there. So
yes.
Just because I feel very generous, let's put one more item in there.
Okay.
And it's gonna be in the plant section. And I'm hoping it is in stock. If not, I'll just add it later on. But for that, you can actually click on the filter side. Just click the floating plants one. And Salvinia cucullata, which is one of my favorite miniature floating plants that I grow a lot of. We'll add a cup of that in.
A couple do you good.
So it's water spangles.
Velvet water spangles. Oh. So the leaves kind of curl up a little bit. And it's a little fuzzy, and it's really cool. I like them.
Only Oscars wants to know if you can ship plants to California.
Yeah. Yep, California is definitely good.
So you said just continental United States, right? So no Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico.
No, just the main states in the continental U.S.
Okay, so this cart is Taxiphyllum spiky moss, Anubias barteri nana golden, Anubias gracilis, Lobelia cardinalis, the Tropica specialized nutrition, the nutrition capsules, Echinoderus species rennie, and Salvinia cucullata.
Yes, it cannot go to Puerto Rico. Cannot.
We're going to go over here and start this giveaway.
That's a nice shopping cart.
Yes. And we're going to do hashtag professor.
This card is full.
So hashtag professor to enter to win this cart.
Good luck.
We'll give a few minutes for people to enter. So if anyone has any questions for Usama, while we're waiting on this.
June had asked earlier on the shipping, is that through USPS tomorrow delivery?
So there's two options for shipping. There's priority USPS flat rate, which is from 1 to 3 business days, so they say, or overnight UPS shipping.
And I believe the overnight UPS one was like 30.
Yeah,
$34.99.
Yeah, and the USPS is $9.90. And if possible, Jenna, could we go back to the website just real quick? I just wanted to point something while people are going into. So if you can go to the home page for me.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, on the top row there's a bunch of, other than the shop section, there's a whole bunch of pages. There's one for shipping info if you're curious about shipping info. In the more section, there's a section for articles, events. There's a gift card section somewhere up there in the shop as well. Which, by the way, if you're ever interested in, gifting somebody a gift card to Atlantic Aquariums, you can definitely do so. And then there's FAQ, but also that banner right there in front, Atlantic Jungles, which some people tend to get a little bit confused of. So the main business is Atlantic Aquariums. However, there's a subcategory called Atlantic Jungles. And Atlantic Jungles is where a lot of the semi-aquatic stuff and the terrarium, vivarium, paludarium world is. And so this is where, hopefully, it's still a work in progress, but this is where you'll be able to get stuff for your frogs, your if you're low on isopods or springtails, you can get them here. If you're looking for flightless fruit flies, you'll be able to get them here. If you're looking for what's it called? The medium that you use to culture flightless fruit flies is here as well. I sell the Rapashi one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's in the equipment and supplies section. The terrestrial plants are going to be here as well. I recently became an Arcadia reptile retailer now, so I have their aquatic their aquatic amphibian food as well as their tortoise food. Sarah reptile I also have, as well as Rapashi. And then I have the Tropica tools there because you can always use the scissors and tweezers to plant your terrestrial plants in your terrarium if you want. So that's this section here. And it's a work in progress, but we're getting there.
Let's see. I saw a few questions. The first one from Nabokov fan wants to know what your favorite shark is.
So my favorite shark is the epaulet shark. They are absolutely gorgeous. They're one of the very few sharks, if you have the space, you can actually keep in home aquaria. But they are advanced care level only. But they're absolutely adorable little buggers, and I love them to death. And those are my favorite sharks.
And then Passing Wind wanted to know, how long would it take you to get together the plants from the larger plant packs? Like, I know you had.
Yeah, so I believe he's referring to Passing Wind is referring to the mystery plant pack. So if you want to hop on there, so there's 2 mystery plant packs. There's one that's potted, and there's one that's the tissue culture. Actually, if you just stick to the all one, it's at the top. Yep, right over there. So there's a potted version and there's a tissue culture version, and then there's options to select if you just want all of them as beginner friendly, advanced, mixed, whatever have you. The reason I'm out of stock with those is, unfortunately, I don't have enough variety in stock to to have that available, if that makes sense. And it's going to take a while for me to get up to that variety, for me to be able to offer variety in the mystery plant pack that you'll be getting, if that makes sense. So it's going to take a while, passing wind, for me to be able to get that out of the way. But the more support Atlantic Aquariums gets, the more financially able I am to get more plants in, the quicker I'll be able to have that stuff in stock.
Okay, I am going to go ahead, and I see Zim's Aquatics and Hobbies entered. I'm going to press stop and refresh, make sure that he is on there. And he is. Really quick, Scotty wants to know when you're doing your next plant order.
When the plants I have in stock go away. Yeah, my priority right now is to get most of the plants I currently have in stock sold, and then I will definitely be able to get even more plants in stock. That's my goal.
I'm teasing Scotty.
Okay.
He thinks he has the inside scoop.
Weird. Yeah, Scotty wants to know how many you have left. He wants to buy them up.
Yeah, I still got a lot. I still got a lot of Lobelia, Bacopa, Nymphoides, a lot of the epiphytes. So
why isn't Scotty like promoting it at ACLC?
I don't know. I haven't been going to the meeting, so I don't know if Scotty is promoting it or not. He told me that it's in the newsletter for the members. So
maybe he needs to do a group buy to Atlantic Aquariums.
No, that's an idea.
Open to that. I'm always open for that.
So I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel. And our winner is June, Only Oscars. Let's make sure that she is still here.
Congratulations, Only Oscars.
She better not have run away.
And Scotty, I know for a fact that you have been supporting Atlantic Aquariums and promoting it a lot. So I owe you a lot on that.
Now, she better not be standing outside looking at her pond.
First person win, no way. So June, send us your address. That is what we need from you. Or if you want me to just send, I don't think you've moved. I have your address.
She can't move all those tanks. She has to die there.
And then we're going to do one more quick giveaway. This giveaway is for a What the Fish magnet and a Fishfam.link badge. So this is going to be hashtag FFL for this quick giveaway. So
hashtag FFL.
Yes, hashtag FFL.
I'm going to join in on that.
Yeah. Do you have a badge yet?
No, I do not.
Oh, do you have a very cool table display?
No, I do not.
Oh, me.
I have my own table display with my own QR code, but I wouldn't mind a very fancy FFL one.
Yeah, they are kind of fancy and very nice.
They are. Most certainly. I saw in Shady Grady, one of Shady Grady's unboxing videos, you can see his tabletop thing there. And that was the first time I actually got to see it in person, or like at least there. And I was like, that looks really nice, actually.
I think it was his Orange Venezuelan unboxing from Peplin Creek.
Yeah.
We're a little bit over time, so
sorry.
We're just going to give it one more minute. I don't think anybody is scheduled to go. Like, I don't think we're going over anybody, but
Yeah, I tried to like give a time that wouldn't really affect anybody else's stream.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go ahead and press stop in here and refresh one more time to make sure.
I've seen a lot of friends we haven't seen in a while. It's very nice.
Oh, June said this has brightened her day. Okay, let me make sure.
I hope you enjoy those plants, June. They're really nice plants.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spin.
Good luck.
Night Owl Aquatics, or Night Owl, that's how the wheel pronounces it. Go ahead and let us know that you are here, because you do have to be here to get your gift. And then Night Owl Aquatics needs to email hello@Fishfam.link with his address so that we can get the badge and magnet to you. Let me make sure he's here.
I haven't seen him yet.
Night Owl.
Oh, speaking of Shady Gray,
Hi, Oinky. There he is.
Yeah. Okay. There he is. So Night Owl, send us an email. Nathan says, just spin until I win so I can donate it to Professor. Well, we've been giving away a magnet and a badge at the end of every giveaway. So he's still got, it's only May, 7 more months.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to record winner and close. Thank you so much, Usama, for donating for the second time, for being up here with us and shopping, for all of the support that you give to Fishfam.link and to the community in general.
Thank you for having me. I greatly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Did you have anything you'd like to add, Dee Dee?
No, it's something that happens every month, y'all. So be on the lookout and make sure you subscribe and share this link so that more people subscribe, and we grow.
Okay. Thank you so much to everyone who participated, who's watching on replay, to lurkers, to everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Take care.